Hello and welcome back to another week of Sambo iRacing. We're back at Laguna Seca for another track guide, this time in the McLaren 570s GT4. If you are new to my channel, what we do is a hot lap and breakdown, and we're back in the cockpit one final time with the driving line on. Start the hot lap. Right, so brake bias is -2%, so I think that's 8 clicks rearward, but -2% is what it showed on the black box, and I'm using the sprint fixed setup. So go around the kink, get it nice and tight to the left-hand side, move over to the right-hand side, looking for the 4 marker, brake up to about 90%, we can brake really quite hard here. Beautiful car, first time I've driven it, and it is just, yeah, you can throw it in, it's got a bag of safe understeer, doesn't really kick out the rear. Third gear here, around turn 3, back over to the left-hand side, we're going to leave it in fourth, tiny dab on the brakes, back on the gas. I just clipped the sausage curb, just gave me a few bumps, but this was my fastest lap. Looking for the 3 and trail it off. Third gear. Nice trail brake on the telemetry there. Leaving it in fourth gear. Little dab on the brakes, back on the gas at the apex. Up to fifth gear. We're going to brake just before the crest of the hill. And we're going to go all the way down to second gear, throw it in, smash on the gas, up to fourth. Very, very gently on the brakes, as you can see there. Back over to the left-hand side, looking for the 2, braking up to about 60%, leaving it in fourth gear, back on the gas. Looking for the 2 sign again here. Final corner, second gear. No off-track out there. You're on new to Laguna. And over and across the line in a 1:26.694. So I did this comfortably, 3 or 4 tenths faster than the BMW, and I found it a lot easier to drive. I'll be racing this week. Right, let's do the breakdown. Okay, breakdown. So first braking just after the 4 that we go past here. We're going to brake up to about 80, 90%, oh, 91%. So you can really wipe all that speed off. You can turn this car whilst you've got lots of brake on. It's beautiful. I'm going to trail it all the way off down to second gear, and I'm just waiting till I can see that apex coming up on my left-hand side, and then I get back on the gas. So I'm back on 100% before the second apex here of the Andretti hairpin. Up to fourth gear, and we're looking for the 2 marker, and as we get there, I'm going to brake up to about 45%, trail it off down to third gear, and again, we're starting to get back on the gas at the rumble strip, and we're on 100% as we hit the apex of turn 3. Same thing, 2 marker, dab on the brakes, only up to about 20% this time though, leaving it, holding it, trail it off. We're in fourth gear. Getting back on the gas, and then at the apex, I go, or just after the apex, back up to 100%. A bit bouncy, just missed the off track there on the left. 3 marker this time for turn 5, so this is the most important one because then we're on the gas all the way up the hill. So we get to the 3 marker. I'm going to get on the brakes up to about 70%, drop it down to fourth, trail it off, drop it down to third. And I'm going to get off the brakes before I hit the rumble strip. I might, just about. So as I get to the apex, I'm back up to 100%. Yeah, right on the apex there of turn 5. I'm going to leave it in fourth. We're going to go just past the 3 marker on the right-hand side here. And then we're going to dab the brakes up to about 40%, trail it off nice and early, and then we're looking to get back on the gas just ahead of the apex, so that when we're at the apex, once again, we're on 100%. Up we go up the hill in 5th gear. So we're going to start braking here. So we're going to leave the rumble strip on the left-hand side, and basically when we're halfway between that and the rumble strip on the right-hand side, but with the 3 marker next to it, that's when we're going to get on the brakes, up to sort of 80%, wipe all that speed off, drop it down to fourth, to third, to second. We're still trailing off the brakes to the first apex here, and then when we sort of straighten the wheel from this first apex, you'll see I'm going to go flat on the gas. I'm not going to do a lift here as I go down. I'm just going to change up to third gear, just keep it pinned. So just as we go under then this little bridge that I'm coming up to here, can you see this little bridge sign? I'm going to gently go on the brakes, only up to sort of 10%, even in fourth gear. I've got a bit of maintenance throttle on there. I'm just balancing the car, making sure that I'm making this turn and then looking to get on the gas as early as possible, holding the car over to the left-hand side. 2 markers is going to be our braking point again here for turn 9, and we get on the brakes up to sort of 60%, trail it off, getting back on the gas just ahead of the apex, and then when we get to the apex, well, I'm on sort of nearly 90%, holding it. Final braking markers, the 2, or just after the 3 here, but it always feels like the 2, yeah, so basically the white line in between the 3 and the 2. And we're going to brake here up to about 80-85%, trail it off, drop it down to third, drop it down to second, and then we're wanting to get on the gas 100% at the apex. As I say, there's no off-track out there. And there we go, over and across the line in a 126.694. We have the driving line version coming up next without me talking. Enjoy. Look at me waving to everyone.